What is going on YouTube? I have something very, very exciting for the channel that I am going to unbox. I wonder what it is. Stick around. I will waste none of your time with this. I got this from Eastwood Supply. I had gone online and looked at several reviews for different equipment, both from Harbor Freight, from Eastwood, and from some other places. Now, this is the first thing I've ever purchased from Eastwood. They are not a sponsor of the channel, as much as I would maybe like them to be. But I've got some projects at the house. I've got some things that I want to do. And I decided that it was time for me to get some serious equipment. So, without any further ado, I went to, oh, I got a voucher. How nice. And Harry's coupons. It's weird that you get a Harry's coupon when you buy something from a $100 wine voucher. You buy something from Eastwood. So, anyways, without any further ado, I went to Eastwood.com and I bought myself the Eastwood Hotcoat powder coating system. Now, I'm going to be using this on the Miata. They sent out, I also ordered the powder coating kit that comes with a lot of silicone plugs, comes with a healthy supply of gloss black powder, which is the color that I wanted anyways, some safety stainless steel lock wire, some high heat fiberglass tape, and then some storage bottles for that powder. So get all this stuff back in here, and we will open this. Get this out of the way. We'll open this and see what's going on. Wow, that's pretty anticlimactic, but there you go. There is the actual equipment. Here is the power supply that will charge the part with electrons or whatever you want to say. So yeah, this should be pretty easy and pretty exciting. I went with the single voltage system just because right now the only things that I'm really going to be powder coating is like some triple trees for my motorcycle, door handles, and deck plates for the Miata, and all that kind of stuff. So without any further ado, now that we got this pretty much out of the box and somewhat ready to go, let's take it to the house and let's powder coat some things. Several weeks later. Now I am going to be powder coating these. If you don't know what these are, I'm going to have post-edit Bryce put in a picture. Having done that, these are the deck plates for my 1998, or 1996, I should say, Mazda Miata, and I want to powder coat them black. So I've got these, and I've got the hardware. Behind me, we have a sandblaster. You know what's about to happen. Now, I did see some things online where people said you could strip chrome with muriatic acid. I do have a little muriatic acid, but I don't have any means to do electrolysis, and I couldn't figure out, like, if you just put it in the muriatic acid, allegedly it will work, but some people say 2 hours. I heard 8 hours. I heard 15 seconds. I just heard a lot of different numbers on how long you need to let chrome sit to strip it, so I figured I would go with the sandblaster because it's tried and true, and I'd probably try to strip the door handles with muriatic acid, and I'd make that just a completely different video so that I'm not trying to figure that out. So I'm going to sandblast these. This is what they look like before. I don't know much about much, but I'm sure the muriatic acid way is a little bit easier. I went ahead and stripped these too. These were a pain because they kept falling out of my hands. But I got them all sandblasted, so let's get them home. Let's get some powder on them. Let's get them in the oven, and let's see how they look. Back at the house. Here's the deck plates all sanded down. I'm gonna try something called hot flocking, where basically you heat these up. I've got the oven preheating. I learned immediately why it is important to not leave your powder on top of the oven. The bottom of the powder all melted, so I wasted a little bit of it. Don't do that. So that's nice and warm, so I'll stick those in there on a different rack so that I don't melt this trash can. Words are hard here. I'm gonna turn this way where you can see me. I'm gonna put them in there on a different rack so they don't melt the trash can. Then I'll throw them on the trash can and I will hit them with the powder. Now, you notice all the lights are off. That's because I don't know how good the power is out here through the extension cord that I'm using. So I've got all the lights off so that it doesn't overload any of the circuit. Once the oven's hot, I'm gonna unplug the oven. I'll plug in the powder coating system and I will powder coat these. Now for that, I think I'll be okay to have the lights on because that's just a coil. So I'll turn the lights on when it's time to powder coat these. I'll stick them in the oven. I'll plug the oven back in just by itself, and it should be preheated by that time. It should be good to go. So I'll show you some action footage of me, I guess, powder coating these. I am going to clean them up real good with some wax and grease remover, then maybe some acetone. I don't know. I'll see what I have. But I am going to clean those up real good before I put them in the oven. And getting them hot should burn off any remaining residues. So let's do that. Okay, tips and tricks. Definitely put a regulator here by the gun, because I noticed regulating it from the air compressor, it would just drop too much when I squeeze the trigger. So I'd put the regulator all the way up here by the gun. It's going to be more stable. Make sure the cup is full. Don't accidentally leave your powder on top of the oven. You'll melt the bottom half of it and ruin it, so you're only able to use the top half. Ask me how I know. Also, the single voltage is what I'm using. I don't have any experience with a double voltage or dual voltage, but I noticed if I push the button and held it for a second before I started, it did better. They're in there. You can kind of barely see the powder is starting to flow. Once the powder flows, I need 20 minutes at 400 degrees. So I'm gonna let everything flow out, and then I'm gonna turn that down, and I'll just pull them out when they're done and show you what they look like. I know I put it up in a picture or video the other day, but I'm powder coating these right here, the deck plates. I will also be doing the door handles, all of the lights, maybe those little chrome switches. Everything that's chrome on this car is gonna get blacked out, because I already blacked out the lights. That's coming in another video. I might have posted that video before this one. I don't know. I don't like blacking out the whole tail light, so I just did this here. I'm gonna black out the emblems, probably try to get black plates for it. The hardest thing to be is gonna figure out that exhaust tip. So I'll see y'all in just a second once these come out of the oven. And there you go, everyone. That is the final product. Like I said, there's still a lot of stuff to powder coat. I really wanted to do that more. Oh, excuse me. Really wanted to do that more for the purpose of showing the system, and it's just my first time powder coating anything. I figured if I could mess those up, I could strip them and redo them again, and that would be my advice to you. Don't be scared to try anything new. Give it a shot. If you suck at it, you can always redo it. Yes, it's easier to do it right the first time, but if you don't know how to do it right in the first place, you got to at least give it a shot. So give it a shot. Eastwood powder coating system, single voltage. You know, I think next time, if I had the extra money, I probably should have gone. Well, I do have the extra money from my YouTube. It's not that much. I should have gone with a dual voltage system. I really see what people were talking about with those Faraday areas. It was really hard to get the powder down inside the Phillips head of the screws. Hot flocking it helped a little bit, I think. Again, this is the first time I've ever powder coated anything, but it worked well. It was able to do what I needed it to do. I think a dual voltage system, or even a system with like a variable voltage, would probably be the way to go. Like I said, turned out great. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram. There's some pictures of Gwen the Miata in there, and go build something. It'll be easy.